Hi, welcome to Home Farm. Today we're doing a vegetable seed trial using Plant Surge and EcoWorm.
So today we're seeding out our vegetables for our vegetable garden, which will grow on here in basically our studio, right behind me on the racks, which are in full sun, so they get a lot of really nice natural light. And then we've also got some LED strip lights that run above them that we run in the evenings to really, the purple light, to really help give them that extra boost for strength. And over the course of the last couple of years, we have been using EcoWorm and Plant Surge. And we've had a lot of questions from followers saying, does the Plant Surge thing really work? It's obviously there to magnetize the water, and you just literally just clip it like that, magnetizes onto your hose pipe. So what we're going to do is we've collaborated with Plant Surge and EcoWorm for this video, and we are going to do a trial for them. It is a completely honest trial, and what we're going to be doing is going to be separating it into 4 different sections.
That's right. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using Swiss chard, and we're going to have 4 separate control groups of the Swiss chard. The first group is going to be watered by non-magnetized tap water.
So just normal tap water that you probably have at home that just comes straight out of your tap.
The second group is going to be Plant Surge only.
So that's the Plant Surge attached to our outside hose pipe tap, and we're going to use the water from that tap that's been magnetized by the Plant Surge to water the second group.
That's it. The third group is going to be EcoWorm with non-magnetized tap water.
Okay.
And the last one is what we're hoping is going to be the magic group, which is EcoWorm and magnetized water from Plant Surge.
So we're going to seed these in today, and today is the
23rd of February.
And we're going to basically track and film the results all the way through the next duration, whether it's 6 to 8 weeks or whatever. Edit it as quickly as we can so that we can get this video up as close to the end results as we possibly can, so that you can see what happened during this period of time. They're all going to be treated exactly the same. So the seeds are going to be coming from the exact same packet.
Yep.
They're all going to be potted into the exact same recycled pots that we've got.
And each group is going to have 3 of the same. So basically we'll have 3 Plant Surge only, 3 tap water only, 3 EcoWorm and Plant Surge, and 1 just EcoWorm.
Okay, so there's going to be
12. There'll be 12 pots in total.
And then they're all going to go on a tray together in the exact same row, or on the same tray, so they've got the exact same sunlight coming in. They're going to be treated exactly the same with the exact same amount of LED light. We're really going to try and keep this as tight and as controlled as we possibly can, given that we're obviously not in a science lab.
Which none of you are.
Exactly, which is why this experiment is hopefully going to be so valuable, because this is not in a lab, this is real life experimenting.
How most of us grow vegetables from seed, right?
Exactly. So hopefully if we get these results, hopefully they should translate to the same kind of results that you should get. So it's going to be super interesting to see the difference. So just to add to our efforts of controlling and getting the right results, we've even gone so far as to think through, okay, hold on a minute, we can't use the same watering can to water all of them and then keep swapping out the water, because there is potential for kind of a cross-contamination. So what we thought was, actually we need to water these separately. So we need to have 4 separate watering systems.
So a big shout out to the guys at Handy. They sent us 4 of these solo pressurized sprayers. We're going to write on all of them, so we'll know that one is purely for tap water, one is for the EcoWorm Plant Surge, and one for Plant Surge only. So we'll know exactly which one is for which, and we'll also label all of our pots accordingly, so that we ensure that we always use the right solution on a specific set.
Yeah, so a huge thank you to Solo for helping us with this trial and giving us 4 of these pressure sprays. It's really generous of you guys, so thank you so much. And we're looking forward to also putting the pressure sprayers to the test.
So it's the 19th of March today. We seeded out the Plant Surge experiments on the 23rd of February. So it's taken about a month for our little seedlings to start coming out. The reason for the delay has been that after we planted them, we had a bit of snow, we had a lot of cold weather, and the studio that we're in actually does get quite cold, and it's very difficult to heat the space. So I put a little thermometer in, and we were able to keep tabs on the temperature. We're dropping to around 11 degrees, 13 degrees. Now that the snow is gone for the last week, we've seen the temperatures have gone up to about 17, 18 degrees. And as a result, we've seen all the little seeds come out. They've all come out consistently, so whether we've just used the tap water, whether we've just used the EcoWorm, whether we've just used the Plant Surge, or whether we've just used the Plant Surge and EcoWorm, all of the seedlings have all come out. They're all looking more or less the same size. So I'm going to activate the little EVE strip lights above us. We're going to start pumping down that purple light, which will hopefully help the little seedlings grow. Now the experiment is really going to kick into high gear because we're going to start watering and monitoring them a lot more to see which ones grow faster and whether there will in fact be a difference between any of our control groups. The results are beginning to look really interesting. The unfortunate thing about the experiment this year is that we actually undertook it at a time when the spring was actually unseasonably cold for us. So as a result, it's just taken a lot longer for the actual seedlings to establish. But nevertheless, we're beginning to get there now as the temperatures start to warm up. So one of the more interesting things to note is that the side with all the labels on them was the side that was actually furthest away from the window, so they got the least sunshine. And as a result, they've all kind of consistently struggled to get going. The rows that were nearest to the window that did get a lot more heat and a lot more sunshine have actually established a lot quicker. When the seedlings all started to pop out, they all pretty much came out at the same speed and the same size. And it's only been over the course of the last couple of weeks that we've begun to see certain control groups beginning to establish more than the others. The most interesting thing to note at this stage is that the control group with the tap water, the actual leaves on the chart haven't established as quickly and they're looking a little bit weaker. As we move across the control groups, we're beginning to see that the plants are getting a little bit bushier, the leaves are getting a bit bigger, and in the final control group, which is the one that we were hoping was actually going to excel, we're beginning to see a lot more leaves. The leaves are bigger and they look healthier. So we moved the seedlings out 3 weeks ago to give them more sunshine and to get some wind going through them to allow them to have more natural conditions to grow in. And we've seen a lot of growth across the board on all 4 control groups. So just to remind us all, Group A was watered with tap water, Group B was Plant Surge, Group C was EcoWorm with tap water, and Group D was Plant Surge with EcoWorm. So in control Group A, which was the tap water only group, we can see that there's a lot of inconsistency with regards to the plants. They're not as strong. There's certain plants, like the first one, that's actually a bit stronger, but the other 2 are much weaker. The stems are also not as thick. The plants are tipping over a little bit, which would indicate that the root structure isn't as strong. The leaves are also not as green and they're a little bit flimsy. Moving on to control Group B, which was the Plant Surge group only, the plants are a lot stronger, the stems are a lot thicker, and we've got far more consistency across the group. They still haven't put on as much growth as control Group D, but they're a lot healthier than control Group A. Moving on to control Group C, which is the EcoWorm with tap water, the plants are looking strong, they're looking quite bushy, the leaves are looking good, but there isn't as much consistency with regards to the overall strength of the 3 separate plants in that group. Moving on to control Group D, which was the EcoWorm with Plant Surge, this group has definitely outperformed all of the other groups. There's far more consistency with regards to the plants. They're a lot bigger, they're a lot firmer, they're a lot stronger, they're a lot taller. The leaves are looking fantastic. Structurally, they've all got good stems, which would indicate that they've developed a good root system. And for me, a big plus point is that they've all consistently grown to the same height. All in all, it's been a really interesting trial. It took a little bit longer than we expected for the plants to get going because the winter did drag out for us and the spring was unseasonably cool. But we noticed significant improvements in the plant growth and development when we moved them outside 3 weeks ago. This alone has shown me the importance of environmental factors on seedlings, because when we put the seedlings outside, they had a lot of direct sunshine on them, they had a breeze blowing through them, which would allow the plants to sway backwards and forwards, and this in turn allows them to develop far stronger root structures. So the combination of moving the seedlings outside and then being watered with magnetized water and EcoWorm has definitely had a massive effect on groups B, C and D, though it is very apparent that Group D is the strongest of all 4 groups. It's 2 days on from where we stopped filming and we thought that we'd actually wrapped up this trial, but we've just been down to the vegetable garden, we've planted the chard into the raised beds, and we've made another discovery that we'd like to share with you. We mentioned the strength of the stalks and the vibrancy of the leaves and how that was probably somehow connected to the actual root structure. When we slid the pots off to plant the chard in the vegetable beds, there was a significant difference in root structure between control Group A and control Group D. The root structure across all the plants in control Group A was underdeveloped. There were a lot less roots and they were much thinner. The root structures in control groups B and C were much stronger than Group A, but they weren't quite as strong as control Group D. Control Group B, which was watered using Plant Surge only, had a slightly more developed root structure than control Group C, and the roots were generally just a little bit thicker. By far the strongest root structure was in control Group D. The root structure was very well developed, the roots were thick and strong, and they were plentiful, and showed that the EcoWorm and Plant Surge combination went a long way to helping those plants develop strong root structures. We have been using Plant Surge and EcoWorm for a few years now, so it's really great to do a trial like this just to reaffirm that what we've been doing for the last few years has been worthwhile and it's giving us the results that we're looking for. I hope that you have found this video useful and interesting. If you've got any questions, please leave them in the comments below. For those of you that are interested in gardening, please head over to our Instagram channel where we provide regular gardening updates and tips. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on our next video.